Hey, this is Jessica Hammer, host of Crowned and Dangerous. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Disarming Disability.
Hi, I'm Nicole Kelly, and I'm a speaker and an activist.
And hi, I'm Sarah Tuberty. I'm an occupational therapy student, a flight attendant, and an aerial artist.
We both live with a disability. We both were born with a congenital limb difference and are hosts of a new podcast, Disarming Disability, coming to you on Public House Media.
So come learn, explore, and understand disability so we can deconstruct these social stigmas and really build a more inclusive society.
Subscribe on Apple Podcasts or at publichousemedia.org. Come hang out with us every Wednesday. Also follow us on Twitter at DisarmDisable, Instagram and Facebook at Disarming Disability, and check out our website at disarmingdisability.com.
Bye!
History is happening in High Point as professional baseball has come to Furniture City. Don't miss any of the action from strikeouts,
3-2 cold strike 3 right at the knees,
to web gems,
stabbed by Alfonso, he spins, throws to first, and the pick by Bichette rounds out a beautiful play.
to home runs,
High fly ball deep left field. This one is gone. Get up and get out. Tyler Ladendorf.
and of course, every rockin' victory.
The pitch. Swing, strikeout, the Rockers win! The first win in Rockers history here at home.
Interviews, recaps, and insights from across the Atlantic League. It's all fresh off the Rockers.
Hello and welcome to Off the Rockers, Episode 2. I'm Kevin McMahon, and I'm joined by the Media Relations Coordinator for the High Point Rockers, James Jackson, a voice you'll be hearing quite frequently here on Off the Rockers. James, how you doing, buddy?
I am absolutely amazing after that walk-off we just had. That was something to see, wasn't it?
It absolutely was. We are recording this on Sunday, May 19th, right after the Rockers walk-off win against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. It was a Tyler Ladendorf solo home run. We're recording this after the game here on the Sunday afternoon. And this is what you can expect. You can expect the Off the Rockers podcast to be in your podcast feed every Monday. So that's why we're recording it today. We have a lot of great stuff on the podcast today. A sit-down with Dante Bichette Jr., the first baseman for the High Point Rockers. It's fresh off of the walk-off win, so you get to hear what he was thinking and some fun stories. That guy, you could talk to him for hours and hours. He's one of the most interesting people I've ever seen. He plays with a ton of personality and a ton of swag, and a really fun guy to talk to, so I think you're really going to enjoy that interview.
Yeah, Dante is a character, and honestly, this whole team's a character. But let's just talk about what we just saw with Tyler Ladendorf, shall we?
Man, he comes in and let's set the stage for your Rockers, huh? 6 wins in a row now, 5 up into that point. A sweep against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, and Ladendorf, a guy who is a great hitter, gets it done defensively. One of, if not the best defensive player on this team. And then hits a solo homer in the 9th inning, 2 outs against Matt Latos, who is a former major leaguer, a great pitcher, one of the best pitchers in this league. And Ladendorf hits it deep into left field, first walk-off in Rockers history, and keeps the winning times going. The Rockers have won 9 out of their last 10 games. That's insane.
That is insane. And honestly, these guys have found what really motivates them. They really have found their character as a team, and they found their identity. Tyler Ladendorf has been one of the guys to step up big for the Rockers all season long. Since opening day, he's really stepped up. Dante Bichette Jr. stepped up. Richie Schaefer, Quincy Lattimore, King Q, as Dante calls him. They've all stepped up and delivered for the Rockers, and that is just, I've never heard this stadium so loud. Even after Dante's first home run at home with a packed crowd, that was loud, but I don't think I've ever heard anything as loud as that walk-off home run celebration.
What was funny was didn't even pass third base, and the crowd was on their feet. I mean,
They
knew
it instantly.
It was a no-doubter. It was awesome.
The second he hit that ball, he threw the bat down, the players ran. They all knew. It was over. They knew it.
Somebody who should get a big shout-out in relief, Trevor Frank. And Asher Tolliver, but Asher Tolliver came in and put together a great eighth inning to set the scene for Trevor Frank, and Tolliver has been solid, too. We saw Akil Morris the night before, who is great in a relief effort, but Trevor Frank, he is, I think you gave me a stat, the second in saves in the Atlantic League.
He is the second in saves. He didn't get credit for the save today. He got credit for the win.
He'll take it.
I call him the closer just by him just coming on the mound every night, just sealing the deal for the Rockers when they need it the most.
That's the spot he's been put in. He does a good job.
He really does, and congratulations on him tonight for getting the win, but this kid, if the game's on the line, there's nobody I would rather have on it than Trevor Frank to seal the deal.
Absolutely. Your High Point Rockers are in really great shape right now. They improve to 15-8 with the victory. And we have a little bit of breaking news for the podcast. You'll probably know by the time you're listening to this. But as of this recording, the Long Island Ducks lost today. So the Long Island Ducks are number 1 in the Liberty Division, number 1 in the Atlantic League, best record in the Atlantic League. And they lost to the New Britain Bees today. What was the score of that one, James?
The score to that game was 9-3. The Ducks weren't quacking much as the Bees gave them a little sting, and it honestly, the Rockers enter this next homestand against the Ducks with a lot of momentum, while the Ducks are entering it after a rather disappointing 9-3 loss. So,
but the Ducks still come in with a ton of momentum as the best team in the league record-wise. They have the best record of the league. They lead the Liberty Division, and they're coming down to High Point for the first time. And I'm sure they're excited to get down here, see BB&T Point, and, really come out and do what needs to be done. And both teams, this is going to be a really important series. The team that wins this series is going to have a ton of momentum leaving this series, in my opinion.
You're not wrong. This is so. Right now,
like I said, not to cut you off, but like I said, it's only May, so it's really early in the season, and this feels huge.
It honestly does. And right now, the Rockers were slowly moving up into the standings. They're getting these wins. They're racking up momentum, getting all the points they need. However, this walk-off home run, I think, seals the deal for the Rockers. This legitimizes them. It shows that they're really a threat here. I think people will now look at them and see this team is really something to compete with. 6 straight wins is not something you can just
you can't sneeze
ignore.
At that, and nothing to sneeze at. And to your point, they're showing how they can win in different ways. And they get it done with a walk-off today, their first walk-off as we take a look at around the league, the Atlantic League. In the Liberty Division, that's the league that your Rockers are in. The Long Island Ducks are in front right now with a record of now 16-8. Before today's game, Somerset Patriots were in front of the Rockers with a 13-7 record. I think they're still playing right now.
They played a doubleheader. Actually, they're playing their second of their two games. They won the first one 3-1, and they are currently winning 8-6 right now against the Lancaster Barnstormers.
And High Point with a 15-8 record, and I think came in both the Patriots and the Rockers came in a game and a half back of the Ducks, and the New Britain Bees 8-12 in the Liberty Division. And the Rockers went on the road and took the series against the Somerset Patriots. So getting it done at home and on the road. And then looking at the Freedom Division, you got the Sugarland Skeeters, who opened up BB&T Point as the Rockers' opponent, and they are up into before this game, their standings were 14-9. The Barnstormers behind them. The Southern Maryland Blue Claws dropped down to a 6-16 record. And don't let that record fool you. We got to see them in this series. They're a good team. They get a little bit longer into the season and get this group of guys to mesh a little bit more. I think they're going to be able to rattle off some wins.
I really do. And, this walk-off win is nothing, to discourage.
No, they were in this game the whole way.
Not to discourage the Blue Crabs at all. And the guys have been really humble about it this whole series. They've been really great. Everybody from Southern Maryland, granted to them, they've been really great people, but glad we got this one done. Yeah,
the Rockers are happy to have this one for sure. And then behind them are the York Revolution. Both of them came into today's contest, today's games, 7 games behind. So what we're going to do now that we've taken a look at the league, we are going to take a listen to the conversation with Dante Bichette Jr. So Dante is going to join us, and then when we come back, we'll get you set for the rest of the week in Rockers action.
What's up, everybody? This is Christian Heimel, host of Press Row here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Press Row, where we talk about the biggest issues in sports with the analysts, experts, and reporters who cover them. No nonsense, hard-hitting interviews on the sports topics you're talking about. A new show comes out every single Thursday. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Press Row. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Bryce Burge, host of Your Soccer Passport here on Public House Media. After this episode, come join us on a trip around the soccer world as we discuss club and country every Tuesday. Stamp your soccer passport by subscribing on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your Public House Media podcasts. And thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
All right, we're lucky enough to have stolen Dante Bichette from the festivities. He's sitting down with us on this week's episode of Off the Rockers. And Dante, it's Sunday afternoon when we're recording this, and the Rockers just had their first ever walk-off win against the Blue Crabs. It's Leidendorf who's the hero. Tell us what it looked like from your perspective and what was going through your head when you saw the ball jump off the bat like it did.
Man, he's been swinging the bat really well the last few games. He's starting to get the barrel on the ball almost every time. And I told him, I said, keep doing it. Matter of time for you to heat up. And sure enough, I think he had a couple doubles today too. He crushed that ball, man. That was awesome to watch.
Yeah, 2 doubles and a solo homer to finish it all off. And to hit it off Matt Lados, you were saying that's pretty impressive around the league. The guys kind of look up and say, you earned that one.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously, like I was saying before when we were talking, he's one of the more credited guys in the league, if not the most. And so when he's coming out there, he's going to bring it, and he sure did. Just got a little fat with that one, and got him.
From the outside perspective, you seem like a guy who really likes to have fun. We talked about it earlier when we got to interview you earlier. And really no surprise to me that you're the first guy out there with the bottles of water and you came back out. How important is that for you to really make sure the celebration is felt by the guys?
Oh, this is a team sport, man, and if you play it as a team sport, that's how you get the most out of it. And everybody's got to celebrate everybody. You got to really just love on everybody out here. Pump them up, gas them up, and let them let them feel themselves a little bit. So we always try to keep it light and keep it fun, and we have a lot of good guys on the team that joke around a lot and keep it loose.
Dante, I'm curious. We're going to go a little bit back into your career now. What is your earliest recollection of playing baseball, either with your father or just doing your own thing on the field? What was your earliest recollection of that?
I guess I remember playing t-ball in Colorado, I believe, and I think I was also on a team called the Rockies, which was cool. And I hit a home run. That's as far back as I can remember, really. But yeah, about 9 years old, maybe, I think. 8 years old, I don't know.
I'm curious to know your funniest road story that we can tell on the air. What's the funniest one that you can remember? I think I saw you in a hammock on a bus at the start of the season. What's your funniest road story?
Okay, well, first off, that was Braylon. Braylon Almodovar, yeah. He's the hammock guy. Let me think. Funniest road trip. We've only had, 2 so far?
Just in general.
If you have one in general.
Oh, my whole life.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, geez. Well, there was one time, I remember we had a rain delay in Savannah, Georgia, or Augusta, Georgia, one of those. And Ben Gamble was one of my favorite teammates. He's with the Mariners now, the long-haired guy, He dressed up in, I think, cereal boxes and, cereal box helmet, chest armor, shin guards, like everything, and I think a cereal box shield and sword, and went out there and, challenged the other team to a duel in the rain. To me, that was one of the more funny things I've ever seen. But, yeah, we'll get someone this year for sure.
You mentioned him doing sword fighting in the rain. We saw you do a slide in the rain not too long ago. You're in a rain delay. You're one of the most fan interactive players. You really greet the players and you really welcome the fans and you really welcome them to the stadium. What makes you want to connect with the fans on such a level like that?
Well, you know what? When I really started to fall back in love, I guess you can say, with this game was last year when I realized this is all nothing more than an entertainment industry. It really is. It's a skill, and you and an athletic skill, and it's cool in that way. But it's really just an entertainment industry. I mean, you go out there and you put on a good show for the fans, and that's what it's all for. Is for you bring people in seats and you put on a show for them. So it's a lot like a show, or something else that you would watch for fun. And so I know that I would like to see somebody interact with me in the audience, and the fans here are awesome, to the point where I actually want to come and say hi and introduce myself to a lot of the people that come. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Has the game been easier since you've been taking on that entertainment role? I don't want to say that as a bad thing, but like you said, you look at it as an entertainment business, and you're okay with hamming it up and just playing with your heart and your personality on your sleeve. Has the game been a little bit easier because you can play with your hair down a little bit?
Absolutely. I spent a lot of the time, a lot of my career, not really doing that at all. I was just in a different place, man. Trying to be super professional, trying to be, quote unquote professional, hitting 240, whatever. What I mean? So, but as soon as I was able to just say, what, this is for fun. Let me have fun. Let me do funny things. If people can laugh at me if I take a bad swing, that's fine. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. As soon as I was able to loosen up, things started really coming together last year, and it became like I look forward to going to the park again, and I felt like back in love with being on a team and being around the guys every day and stuff. So, yeah.
Let's do some personality stuff. Let's step away from the baseball field. We can go over to James for a couple too. Okay. We'll do kind of lightning round. You can give a little explanation, but we'll try to keep it quick here. So let's start off with what's the first thing on your iPod? What's your favorite thing to play right now? Is there an album? Is there a certain person you're listening to right now?
Let me think. Yes, there absolutely is. Khalid, Saturday Nights. That's my song. That's me and my girl's song, and it plays all the time on my phone. Other than that, I like Billie Eilish right now. Have you heard her new music?
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
What's your favorite Billie Eilish song?
Bad Guy, for sure. Bad Guy. Yeah, that song's awesome. I also like. I make my own music. I do a lot of music. I play guitar, drums, a little bit of keyboard.
Do you sing?
I sing and kind of, it's just kind of, I don't know if it's singing. It's definitely not rapping. It's definitely not singing. It's something in between. I don't know. But it's just, it's music. It's just chill music. My girl's trying to put me on Beyonce. Tyler's trying to put me on, I've already been on Cudi, but he's trying to put me back on Cudi. That's about it.
You got one?
Yeah. So, after every game, we see you come to and from, really, the stadium on a scooter, and you're just riding around High Point. So, what's your favorite sight so far in High Point? What's the best scenery that you've seen just riding around town?
There's this one spot, 83 Coffee Company, something like that. It's this little coffee truck I told you about. Remember? Mm-hmm. It's down Main Street. Really good. I'm throwing them a lot of shout-outs, so if they hear, I need, I don't know.
Yeah, we need to make this a lucrative situation.
Let's hook it up, come on. No, I'm just kidding. But they're awesome. Scion, dude that runs it, met him in my first day here. Great guy. Talked to him for an hour at the coffee shop. Other than that, there's a building out here that looks like a cruise ship, and it has water around it. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Dude, it's
I haven't seen that.
Seriously, it's 3 blocks down down that way. I'll take pictures and bring it. It's they
you can do a little show and tell for it.
No, they made water.
Like a moat?
Cruise ship. Yeah, no, like a 10x10 little water thing to say it's the front of the ship. It's pretty cool.
I haven't seen that.
That's actually awesome.
No, it's pretty cool. It's super hidden because everything else is a furniture store.
Do you watch Game of Thrones? Are you big up on that?
I am.
Do you want to hear who I predicted on the air today to be on the Iron Throne?
Oh man.
Hang on, spoilers.
If the Rockers were Game of Thrones, I picked Cardullo. would be on the Iron Throne, in my opinion.
Wow.
Who do you think would be? I don't watch Game of Thrones at all. I watched like 5 minutes, but
I'll tell you what.
Here's my reasoning, then I'll let you go.
Okay.
I picked Dulo because you would maybe try to pick, the guy who's I don't know, maybe try to pick the most popular guy, or maybe try to pick the most obvious answer. I don't think Dulo's the obvious answer, but he's always in the count, he's always in the battle, and he always comes through in the big position. So when it comes down to crunch time, maybe Dulo's the one sitting on the throne at the end of the day. Who would you pick?
Dulo's a good pick because as long as there's, it's a world where there's no baseball. Because if there's any baseball, he's going to be, he will retire from the Iron Throne and go play baseball. I know that for a fact. But if that was his baseball, yes, he'd probably be the best. But you know what? There's only one king on this team, and it's King Q, Quincy. All right, so that needs to be a nickname that we start.
Okay.
King Q, yeah. If you pay attention, after homers, I put a fake crown on him.
Yeah, you crowned him last night.
Crowned him,
did it on the Instagram story. You put a crown on him.
Absolutely. Crown him, let him walk through the dugout. I'm trying to tell people, like, they keep high-fiving and smacking him on the head. I'm like, you don't do that to a king. You know what I mean? You just don't.
So our next theme night, I believe, is Mustache Appreciation Night. Who has the best mustache that you've seen throughout your entire career?
Oh, wow. Through my entire career. Man. Well, you know what? I'll give it to Nick. Serenities. Yeah, I always call him something else every time. But Nick Serenities. He's like one of my buddies on the team. Yeah, I'll give it to him. I don't know if you noticed, he had like a
It's the weirdest thing.
yeah, he had like a weird 5 o'clock shadow with like a full handlebar mustache, and then his
Hogan's got
long.
nothing on him.
Oh, no, absolutely nothing. Yeah, absolutely nothing. Yeah, he's a grinder.
So we were talking earlier that you play Fortnite. Your father plays Fortnite. Who do you think has the most victory royales in the family?
Oh man, you know what? About a year ago, I would have said me, but my dad has spent a lot of time on that. So he's probably by now.
As we finish it up here, we'll move back to the baseball. We'll maybe end with one more funny thing. But it's early.
Mm-hmm.
It's early, and I know that. But big series on Tuesday. I mean, you want to talk about the big dogs coming in, the best record in the division, the Liberty division, the best record in the league in the Long Island Ducks, and they come into you guys, and you guys are red hot. Sometimes you talk about games that are circled on the calendar. For me, as a fan, this is one. As a broadcaster, this is one I circled on the calendar. Right. Obviously, you just want to treat it as the next series, but what does it mean to have those guys coming in when you guys are playing as well as you are?
You know what? I promise you 90% of the guys down there right now, I mean me included, had no idea we were going to play them.
Wait, on Tuesday?
Yeah, we had no clue. Yeah. I promise. We just kind of show up and throw our game out there, and it's been good so far, and that's really all we need to do. The second we start, worrying about who we're playing or who's pitching or, how hot this team is or whatever.
And that's my job to do,
Yeah, you guys talk about it. Yeah, absolutely. Let us play, just like, you're the commentator. We're the players. We're not supposed to think about it.
Yeah, I have really bad anxiety, so I'll just get in here and start talking about it and get all nervous. I'll let you guys go out there and do it.
Same. Same.
What's up, everybody? This is Christian Heimel, host of Press Row here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Press Row, where we talk about the biggest issues in sports with the analysts, experts, and reporters who cover them. No nonsense, hard-hitting interviews on the sports topics you're talking about. A new show comes out every single Thursday. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Press Row. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Bryce Burge, host of Your Soccer Passport here on Public House Media. After this episode, come join us on a trip around the soccer world as we discuss club and country every Tuesday. Stamp your soccer passport by subscribing on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your Public House Media podcasts. And thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
That was Dante Bichette Jr. Huge thanks to Dante for joining us. He is the man.
He honestly is. The dude is awesome. I mean, fan favorite everywhere you go. People stop and holler at him on the street. He said, he's having a blast here. We love having him. I know the fans love to have him. He's definitely a character.
The number one most recognizable High Point athlete right now. That's it.
I think he signed the most baseballs, too. He's something special. I think they bonded with him the moment he knocked that ball right over the center field line. I think they knew right then that this is our guy. And I think it really shows that, Dante truly is a character. If you see him riding around on a scooter, honk your horn at him.
I was just going to say, be sure to beep if you see Dante Bichette Jr. riding his scooter down in the street. Let's go ahead and give you a little preview of what we got coming in here for the Rockers. They have the Long Island Ducks coming your way. We already talked about what a big series that is, and that goes down on Tuesday. So the Rockers take a day off tomorrow of this recording, which is Monday, the 20th. And then on the 21st, the Rockers host the Long Island Ducks. The Ducks come into town. On the 21st, it is a Taco Tuesday.
Oh, those tacos. Our chef has the best tacos I have ever had. Our food at BB&T Point is the best food I've ever had at a ballpark, a hockey arena, anything. I mean, mac and cheese dogs.
They put bacon and mac and cheese on a hot dog.
Everything. Hey, don't knock it till you try it.
No.
Chicago has their Chicago dog. We have our mac and cheese
High Point
dog.
has the mac and cheese bacon dog.
That is the best thing
Come
I've
get a
ever
double
had.
play dog.
You really need to come get it.
Tell them the boy sent you. They're not going to know who we are. Don't tell them that.
We're somebody's now?
On Wednesday, May 22nd, it is school day 10:30. So come in, bring your kids, play a little hooky, come out and enjoy some Rockers baseball, or maybe you're taking a field trip, and we'll see you then.
Right, we have a curriculum for that too. So you come to the ballpark, you learn, and you watch a fun game of baseball.
Absolutely. And then on Thursday, 6:30, the Rockers round out the homestand as they host the Long Island Ducks. So be sure to come in on Thursday and enjoy yourselves. It should be a great week of baseball. The Ducks are here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The Tuesday and Thursday night games are at 6:30. The Wednesday day game is at 10:30 a.m. Then your Rockers go on the road from the 24th to the 30th. They go to the New Britain Bees, and then they go see, once again, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, who they just saw. So they'll go see them again. And then they host New Britain starting on June 31st, and then a series against the York Revolution. So
Not an easy homestand.
Not an easy homestand. No.
They stand either.
No, and they're going to go on the road. So never a night off in the Atlantic League. So if you want to see your Rockers, you got to come out 21st, 22nd, 23rd, because when they take on the Long Island Ducks, we need you to come out and support, because that's going to be a big series. And then you're not going to be able to see them at home until the 31st. They're going to be on the road from the 24th to the 30th.
And let me tell you, most people tell you these guys feed off of your energy. And
just listen to that Bichette interview. That'll tell you.
Honestly, these guys really do feed off of your energy. So you guys coming to the ballpark and cheering and screaming as loud as you can, these guys really do feed off of that. That's not something they just say. I've never seen a group of guys like this that feed off the crowd energy. I hear them in the dugout saying they want us to be loud and they want to hear us screaming their names and having a good old time. They want that. They feed off of that. I mean,
and James even takes it a little too far. He starts doing the wave in the press box.
I do the wave in the press box, but we do what we have to do to make the fans happy. Okay, don't judge me. Make a dank meme about you, Kevin.
I gotta stay clear. Everybody, we hope you enjoyed this. We've enjoyed it. Come out and see your Rockers in action. The 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd. 21st, 23rd at night, 6:30 starts, and then 10:30. On the 22nd, it's school day. Bring the kids. Then the Rockers go on the road. They're back on the 31st of May all the way until June 6th. So come out and see your Rockers, and we hope to see you at BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon,
James Jackson.
saying so long,
Adios.
keep rocking.
Good night.
Thank you so much. This has been Off the Rockers. We'll see you at the ballpark.